As if you couldn't get enough Carolina Panthers franchise here on the channel, we're going to be rebuilding them in a one-off video here on Madden 26 franchise. Could you imagine this was the first team we actually failed to win a Super Bowl with in 5 years? Regardless, the Carolina Panthers, obviously a team that did not have a great year. The only thing they really, truly had going for themselves last year, besides getting a top-tier draft pick to get a guy like Jeromepkr, was the run game. Of course, Chuba Hubbard came on strong, looked great. The blocking was pretty good on the ground, and that is kind of it. The pass game obviously struggled. Bryce Young did finish the season out very strongly, so of course that is going to have some optimism. It's going to carry some optimism with the fans, the team itself, into 2025. Maybe this is finally the year he gets it going. Of course, you can't really compare him and CJ Stroud because CJ Stroud definitely stepped into a little bit better of a situation, more weapons, and of course, Carolina's still trying to figure that aspect out, which is why they go high. They get to go up and get a jump ball man in Jeromepkr. Xavier Legette, can't really say a whole lot for him as last year there really wasn't much to show for, and even though this isn't what's going to happen in real life, we're going to be starting Jimmy Horn Jr. at the 3 spot. Of course, in that Carolina Panthers franchise, we did use Adam Thielen. He retired after the first year, and while I know he's very capable in real life, I'm trying to rebuild this team long-term, not on a single-year basis. So Adam Thielen's going to be number 4, and I know it sucks, it's stupid, but I've got to do it, all right? I've got to do it. Of course, Ja'Tavion Sanders, I would like a little bit more of a vertical threat tight end, but for right now, that's what we're looking at. And of course, on paper, which it should because they're spending so much for it, they do have a pretty decent offensive line. It's actually not bad, but can they get better in the pass blocking game? Can they actually develop the pass game in general? That's the big question for this team. As defensively, there's some injury concerns. Derrick Brown obviously missed pretty much the entire year last year. Of course, normally a very good player overall. 99 overall, technically not. It's the nose tackle archetype that is still bugged out. I still think it's funny when we did our start our Panthers franchise, someone said he got caught changing overalls. That's what a lot of YouTubers do. What a brain-dead idiot. Oh, God. Of course, looking at the defense, though, Scorton and Uman definitely not going to be guys that are going to start right away, I would imagine. Both of them, at least. But for us, they will. Obviously, we're trying to build this team long-term. Why would I start a 72 overall Jones when I can start a 74 overall hidden dev Scorton? Why would I start a 76 overall normal Wanham who's like 28? 28? Easy 28? 28? 27? When I could start a super young Uman comparatively, of course. It would just make no sense. Maybe we win Rookie of the Year with one of them. I don't know. Of course, going to be starting Trevin Wallace, one of the best Madden 25 developmental linebackers. Didn't really work out so far yet, obviously, but 70 overall, still got time to develop. Ransom, the rookie, is going to be our starting strong safety, which, again, that's not going to be the case. He's going to be a backup free safety to Nick Scott, most likely, assuming he's out there. And then, obviously, Trayvon Merrick is going to be the starter at strong safety, I believe. We've got it flipped around a little bit. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. JC Horn, hopefully he stays healthy. Hopefully he does well and becomes one of those top-tier corners that he seemingly has the potential to be. Of course, the last thing we got to do is actually look at some of these rookies, because while I've seen a lot of them, and maybe if you've followed the Panthers franchise series, which we'll probably have another episode for tomorrow, you've probably seen these guys, but if you haven't, you know, this is the first time maybe you're seeing some of these ratings, which, of course, Jeromepkr, I believe, is superstar development trade, unless they've changed something already, which I don't know why they would. So obviously a guy that we're expecting to be the number 1 wide receiver for the majority, if not the entire rebuild here, unless you find someone in free agency. I'm not really sure how that's going to work, and how do you beat a superstar dev, already 77 overall guy, plus, and then we're, of course, you know what, we probably will focus Legette on the training camp stuff. You get the +2 upgrade overall, and you know, you never know. Legette's still young enough in real life, definitely in game, maybe a little bit more concerning, but develop those guys, and maybe we don't need any wide receivers. I would love to not have to draft a wide receiver. I struggle with that sometimes. Of course, Uman looks great, as you would. You know, got to get those speed rusher moves up. Then on the other side, you have Nick Scorton, who I would definitely suspect to develop better in this one from an edge rush standpoint. 21 years old, you know, also finesse. So, I mean, we should be looking pretty clean here, especially since he's younger. I like the edge. I like, you know, some of the wide receivers. Quarterback hopefully develops. Still a lot of concerns on this team, especially the defensive side of the ball. But let's see. I mean, we'll be able to kind of reference this in our Panthers franchise. I know I keep mentioning it. It's like, oh, leave a like and subscribe and go check out that series. But, yeah, we'll be able to compare how well we do actually playing the games and developing the team there versus here in this rebuild. So I'm actually kind of excited for it. And if you are, again, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PKR Plays, and non-Madden content. And let me know in the comment section below what team you'd like to see next. Kind of thinking maybe Saints, Giants, or Browns. Let me know. Also, I didn't mention it because, like I said, literally like the only positive of this team was their run game. But their defense was bad. Literally historically bad. Like the most points allowed since like, what was it, 82? Was it 82? I've already forgot. Whatever I said at the beginning of that, that first franchise episode. But yeah, we're going to definitely have to try and beat that, do better. Which, of course, if this, which I don't know why it would, is any indicator, we're in for a long one. So regionally, a lot of defensive tackles, which I suppose we need at least one. Like every single region is strong at DTs, and we kind of have DT as our main focus. Linebacker is probably our biggest need, so we do have a secondary for linebacker. We try to get our strengths, but, I don't really need half of the stuff that they're offering. These are what our scouts are going to be. We're going to probably focus a lot of linebacker DT-age. So we're halfway through the season, and we have some contracts. Of course, Taylor Moton with this real-life deal, I think it was a 2-year 44. Probably going to have to actually adjust this because he wants like a 2-year 50, which in real life, obviously, we just talked about 2-year 44 there. Dowdle, someone we actually traded, right? I'm pretty sure we traded him in our other franchise, or did we let him go? I can't remember. Jalen Coker's definitely an interesting one. I don't know why I always put an L at Coker, but I do, and I'm going to keep doing it. Of course, Aquanu, definitely pay him. This is a 6-year deal, I think. I mean, it's like a little over 10 per, which is insane for a quote-unquote franchise tackle. Just got to get the contract for Moton, and I don't know. Coker, I want, but I don't need. I feel like that's what can be said about anyone that does Coker. So, interesting season. I don't think we're going to make the playoffs, but better than I thought, especially running the base Panthers playbooks. Statistically and record-wise, they're going to be finishing around 8-9, 7-10 actually. So, yeah, I mean, about kind of where I expected us to be fair. But, yeah, I mean, you can see that this team's all right. 7-10 without us actually playing the games. Where we go, 10-7 in Season 1 for us playing the games. Of course, Bryce played way better in this one than we actually used him for. Chuba Hubbard, 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. Leggett, 849. A little bit better start than he had of a finish. Kind of a balanced effort. 3 different guys, a little over 700, and, Sanders had some touchdowns, some yards. Aquanu, not great. O-line in general, not great. But that's just Madden this year. Wow, look at the edge. 10.5 for Emmanuel, 10 for Scorton. That is fantastic. I mean, that is a really good season. Could be 1-2 for Rookie of the Year. Ryan Fitzgerald, not great. Sam Martin, all right. And then kick return, punt return game. We did have one with Leggett for a touchdown, so cool. We'll take it. Special team success, sort of. Looking at the awards, we're looking at Rookie of the Year. That's what we're hoping for. That's what we're wanting. McMillan was number 3. Horn was number 6 on O. We got to see the D. I don't. Wow. I go from you want to see the. Yeah, okay, sure. Abdul Carter, the Rookie of the Year, but Scorton at 2, Uman Miel at 4. I'm hoping we still get the dev ups, but I really don't think we will. Eagles winning a couple of awards here. Yeah, especially since neither were actually on the best D line, which I suppose that does consider DTs and edge, right? So it's not the hardest thing to assume that we weren't good enough there, but yeah, not a great year. We got our contract extension, thankfully, because I completely forgot to turn off coach firing as usual. Also, speaking of the difficulty for Panthers franchise, I think I might have narrowed down what the hell is going on, and I don't have a fix for it. I am almost damn certain that the sliders you start with on a franchise are locked in. I truly don't think they really change much if you change them after the fact. Because when we do these rebuilds with the sliders we have on, or supposedly have on for Panthers franchise, the gameplay is really tough. A lot of those rebuilds we've had, yes, we've made some insane plays, but it is a lot harder than our actual Panthers franchise. I am guaranteeing you that is something under the hood that they have no idea how to fix. I guarantee it, because that is constantly happening every Madden for me, it seems, or my profile literally is bugged. Next Madden, or next franchise even, because I'm thinking we might do multiple franchises this year. Whenever we're done with Panthers franchise, I think we might move on to another one like Jaguars or something. But next franchise we do, we are starting with like the hardest sliders ever. I don't care. I don't care if it's impossible, the entire freaking rebuild, as Trevor Wallace goes up to star dev. But yeah, enough of that. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Pisses me off that sliders don't seemingly work. Got pretty much zero run block sliders for us, 100 for the AI. AI can't run, we can't get stopped. Pisses me off. It really does. I like a challenge. Like most games I play on the hardest difficulty because it's more fun that way. Some games I'll play on normal because it is already tough, but for the most part, I like a challenge, dude. Pick me off 45 times. I don't care. Of course, looking at negotiations, we did take care of everyone. Fifth year option for Bryce. That might be more attractive than we thought, as he's already an 82 overall after a pretty good season. A lot better than I thought he was going to have, but I think we will just pay him long term, assuming he has another good year like he did, which at this point, I'm pretty locked in with him as our starter, so I'm hoping he does. And with Jonathan Brooks coming back next season, kind of similar to what we did in our Panthers franchise, I know I'm going to reference it a lot. I apologize. We are going to let Rico Dowdle go because we have Jonathan Brooks and Trevor Etienne. We are fine. Also, we could maybe improve our staff. He's asking what we should do, and I'm saying to... we probably shouldn't have done that one. I'm saying to air it out, even though obviously we believe that we should run the ball more. But obviously I want those receivers, I want the quarterback to have themselves a time. Of course, Chuba Hubbard, I believe, already 27, so that's a concern too. Edge, as much as this is a sick contract for Aiden Hutchinson, there will be a time when we go for Aiden Hutchinson. Just not yet, I don't think. We don't need edge. I think Scorton and Uman Mielen just had a great year, obviously, and that would just be the stupidest move ever. Even though it makes sense because he is a very good player, it doesn't make sense because we have two young, promising, decently high, draft pick edge rushers that just, they did well. They did very well. Ryan Kelly, I think, is a great fill-in for Corbett. That's an automatic one-to-one improvement. And everything else is not going to be upgraded through free agency because, simply put, they're not as good as some of our starters. There's just no point. You can make an argument for corner, but I'm going to go on a limb and say we're probably drafting corner in the first 2 rounds anyways, and we're going to want to start whoever we get, assuming we don't whiff. We usually do pretty well in the draft, so I'm pretty confident in that, but you never know. We also lost Barnes, so linebacker is a concern. Maybe we will spend a little money here. Like Blake Cashman on a 1-year deal, I wouldn't hate. 1 year 10.5 is a lot, but I wouldn't hate it either. Let's take a look, though. Definitely want Ryan Kelly. Cashman's cool. We'll take him if he's there, which he's not. We do get Ryan Kelly. We're not going to get Cashman, though. He's going to go to the Jets, of all teams. Interesting. All right, we are in the draft with pick number 11. Couple of needs. One of the biggest needs, though, corner, DT. Those are the 2 top ones, I would say. And, man, we got ourselves a pretty damn good-looking draft class. A bunch of top-looking players across the board. McCallum, top 5 wide receiver, who kind of thought about maybe moving a tight end. If not, could just play a wide receiver, but 1 to 2, top 5, hard to pass on. You got a couple of really solid-looking tight ends in general. You got some DTs, which obviously you need, but they're top 5ers, so maybe just go for day 3 and just hope for the best with one of these 2. Linebacker, obviously a huge need. There's a couple of decent ones there. Cornerback, we scouted a little bit further. Wharton looks pretty good as a 1 to 2. Got these 2 guys, Long and Cage, both, I believe, A and Bs for man and zone. I can't remember how fast they were, but yeah, I mean, these guys all look pretty good. So, long story short, we're going to go to 11, and hopefully we have a pick of a couple of different players, specifically corner. But we'll see, because, again, these AIs have been drafting pretty insanely lately. Like, most of the time, when we see a guy that maybe we think, oh, last man, it would have probably slipped to us. Not typically anymore. Typically, those guys are gone. Wooten, hell, he even went higher than I would have expected. These DTs are climbing, though. Of course, corner goes, but that's fine. I mean, yeah, I think that was the top 5er, but even then, I mean, I like the other corners anyways. The question is, do you really think they're that much better than Wharton, who you can maybe get pick 20, pick up a 2nd-round pick potentially here? Of course, a C-man coverage, but an A press. It's going to be hard not to trade down because unless, corner goes 1, 2, 3 in a row, we're probably going to get that extra draft pick out of it and still land a very good corner. But I was got to say, these 2 corners, Cardale Long and the other corner, look really good. These guys both look so good. They're like both fast as hell. I don't know what to do. because we should take corner here, but at the same time, we could almost gain a first-round pick if we move to 20. But like every other team here, Saints could use a corner. Seattle doesn't really need one. Miami definitely does. Rams do. Texans don't really need one. Patriots do. Jets don't technically need one. Titans could. Packers move up. I mean, I guess I'm going to take the corner. I really don't want to, but I think I will. Like, we really should trade down here. Having a hard time pulling the trigger, if you will. Long, maybe a little bit smarter. The other guy is better press, though. Chad Cage. He's a little bit slower, but he's still very fast. I don't have luck with corners that are 6'2 or 6'3, though. That's the problem. I do like Wharton a lot, too. I'm going to trade down. Should I? Let's trade down to the Dolphins and see what we can get. If at all, anything. So we move a couple of quantity picks, but we end up getting the mid-third, moving down to Miami here. Or their spot, I should say. Oh, my lord. The corners are all going to go, aren't they? That other corner is there still, which he is. That was definitely a good trade, right? I don't really mind which corner we got of the two. I just wanted one of them. Chad Cage, 6'3". Give me a hit. True Town 9. All right. And he's in Nev. All right, that's a great pick. That is a great move. That worked out to perfection. And I'm going to slow sim just in case McCallum's there around like 22-ish. I don't think he will be, but if he is, I might have to make a move. He's a top 5 that looks good. I mean, he looks just like Tedero McMillan / Mike Evans, of course. He's there at 22. I'm going to take a look. I don't know if we're going to hit this, though. They want JC Horn. Easy. I can't do it. As much as the guy looks great, I just can't do that. That's just too costly. We have too many needs. Although here we are at the start of the second round, and he's still there, mind you. Also, of course, when we don't need edge, every edge rusher in the world is free pickings, I guess would be the word. Damn you, AIs! Give him the 4th round pick. I don't know if that was an overtrade, but we are about to land a very solid-looking wide receiver, it seems. Do have the tight end as well, which, I mean, you could just grab the tight end instead. McCallum feels like a tight end, though. 232 is not heavy, but it's not light either. You can definitely make that transition. So I think we take McCallum, move him to tight end. 6'5", 232. That's our new tight end 1. Don't care. Don't care. True Talent 3. Hidden Dev, 97 jumping. He is significantly faster than I thought. I don't know if he's playing tight end. Of course, we've already exhausted all of our trade-up options, in my opinion, so we're moving all the way to 13. Hopefully there's a linebacker. If we got a linebacker out of this, I would be considering this a perfect draft class, which we, of course, do not get a linebacker. They're all gone. Find the best DT, grab them, and hope for the best. And they're both very similar, but Hyder's 1 year younger and a little bit faster, a little bit stronger. So, Jamie Hyder, give me that hidden dev. Almost all of them have been normal for us, but 92 true. No, he is hidden. All right, so the wide receiver pick was probably a little bit of a push. Didn't really need that, but I am pretty damn satisfied with the draft class. I think we did pretty well for ourselves. Safety, sadly, not going to be a position of upgrade. Linebacker, not going to be. Can we maybe trade this pick off for a semi-proven linebacker, though? Maybe. Barrett Carter already on the move? Question mark. This feels like pure theft, but a 3rd this, a 5th next for Barrett Carter, and a 3rd next. Of course, that 3rd next, I don't think Cincinnati would risk that because pick 11 is not like, it's not even the first pick overall, but that was the trade I offered. That was the trade they took. We know the Bengals are going to do pretty well, even though in real life you can't guarantee that. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's on normal trade difficulty. If something like that shouldn't go through, then don't let it go through. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Of course, here in the 7th round, don't need an offensive lineman, but we could use one for the future. So if there's a UDFA there, we are obviously going to go for them. And yeah, I mean, we've got only one left. He looks okay. He's not going to be great. Might even be normal, but either way, worth the pick probably. 74 true. And yeah, I mean, the UDFA linemen are just too easy to get. Probably, I mean, I don't really know what they can do unless they just make it where unless you physically scout O-line, you get nothing. Because if you even give me like 4 ratings, oh wow, these guys are insanely high overall. We're probably going to, suss out a pretty good chunk of good players. But yeah, we got ourselves a true corner 2. Chad Cage got that trade down, which worked out perfectly. Kind of curious to see how the other guy looked, but I don't really even care. I'm just curious a little bit. Just be like, hey, who did better? Okay. Probably going to be pretty hard to beat us. I'm going to be real with you, too. If I had to choose there, like the trade down sucked, I probably would have taken the other guy. So we'll have to see if that would have been the right call or not. We'll find out. I also really do feel like this is so cheese putting him at tight end. 58 run block is pretty good for a wide receiver, though. This guy's so freaking good. Is this guy generational as well? I mean, if he's generational, then the argument for tight end is made. He's superstar, which is pretty damn close. Problem is, he's going to jump so high in overall. Like, what's his overall here? 85? Oh, man. Well, I guess this video came out pretty good timing because it's a couple days after the most overpowered position switch video. We're putting it into effect. I almost never do. I don't think we've done that even once last Madden, even though we've talked about it a bunch of times. Start Ev. I'm doing it. I don't care. The guy's 232. The Panthers of all teams would be a team to, convert someone from wide receiver to tight end. Basically drafted a tight end and Kelvin Benjamin, not Beecham. Then Laurie, I don't care. All right, of course, our guy ends up becoming the highest overall. I'm not going to cheese the title with we drafted an 85 overall because, well, we didn't. But Cardale Long is one overall higher, so if he does have higher dev, that would be, equal dev, that would be, technically he's a better player. How fast is our guy? Because this guy's really fast too. 95 speed at 6'2". Like I said, I probably would have taken this guy. Let's take a look at the dev. Oh, so I would have made the wrong call. I just think 6'3s are almost always normal dev. And, of course, that was not the case here. We landed a Superstar X Factor. That is a hell of a first draft. I know we didn't have a large quantity, and I wish we had more linebackers, but we got a next-year pick, and we landed 2 insane players. I mean, these 2 guys are, like, top 5 on the roster already. McCallum physically, per overall, but as far as, like, talent goes, like, I would argue, especially since tackles seem to give up 1 billion sacks, I would argue the corner and tight end are better than Moton. Chuba Hubbard, he was good for us, but I would still argue they're probably better than him. I mean, you can make the arguments. That's all I can say. All right, Season 2, this is what the team looks like. Of course, we will get some upgrade points. Leggett will be an 82 overall. Bryce will be an 83. Hubbard, 87. I don't do the O-line ones, but I really should. It's just so freaking time-consuming. Sam linebacker is going to be Quan Alexander. We got a bunch of like division rival linebackers here to fill our depth. Safety, we need an upgrade there, but we did well. If Hyder is a long-term DT, and obviously Cage is, we knew he's going to be maybe the best corner on this team by the end of this rebuild. I think we actually filled a lot of the needs. It wasn't a quantity draft like we're kind of used to. It was a pure quality. And I really don't care about McCallum's overall. 85 is great. Yes, I should care. I know it makes no sense. Like, clearly I care. But the fact that we have a long-term developable tight end is what matters the most at this position. Is he has 38 injury. I still don't know why they have that in the game. Stupid. I mean, even like the injury-prone guys were like 70-ish in real life, 80 and, when you compare that to real life. Like Michael Thomas's lowest injury in the game, I think, ever was like 73. If I'm not mistaken, so not really sure about that. It makes no sense, but yeah, I just need a long-term developable tight end, and McCallum as a 79 overall, what he is at wide receiver would be A-okay to me. I don't really care, but 85, sure, it's great. Like, he's not the worst blocking tight end. Gomez, the rookie that just got drafted, is lower. There's a lot of tight ends lower than our guy. Hell, Sanders himself. I don't love the strengths that we have. These are what we're doing. I know the weaknesses are there, whatever, but we need linebacker more than anything, and it's not about what's strong across the, the nation, but what we need. Unless I'm going to keep drafting players I don't need, we're going to have to do it anyways. We're going to have to kind of brute force it a little bit. All right, here we are with our re-signings. Of course, you're not really seeing many, but that one name. The one name you have to pay. Bryce Young, 3-year, 131 he wants, which is actually pretty damn cheap overall. So we'll bump this to this. We'll do that. And boom, easy. All right, we're very close to the playoffs. If we win, I think we're in. If we lose, I don't know. There's a couple of teams that are close by. You know what? We should have actually went in. I don't know why this is... We win! Forget anything. Forget I've said anything. Of course, the Falcons still win the division. Okay, with the win, we are pretty safe. But you never know. The 8th seed would have been, maybe Detroit would have been in and we would have been out. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that. Really clutch finish. I did change the scheme around here, I think it was. So, yeah, you can see playbooks still play a massive factor in the stats, a massive factor in the win-loss. It's disappointing, but it is what it is. All right, Bryce Young, yards, little low. Touchdowns to pick ratio is amazing. Rushing, Chuba Hubbard was amazing. Leggett was solid. Rest was garbage, though. The passing numbers, receiving numbers are pretty bad. Blocking, it is what it is. It's Madden every year. Look at the pass rush, though. Have not changed that because things have been great. Hyder was great. Brown was great. Umanmielen was amazing. Scorton was unbelievable. Interceptions were actually pretty good, too. Kicking was a little bit better. Punting, a little bit better, I think. Kick return game, punt return game. No touchdowns this time around. Offensive yardage still a little low, but we made the playoffs in year 2, which, that could happen in our Panthers franchise. We'll have to find out. Mahomes wins MVP. Duval. Let's take a look at any award wins. You got Rookie of the Year with the tight end. I'm sure he needs that. And then Hyder, number 2, dude. We are so close to these Rookie of the Year award wins. But I will say, Robert Hunt's a superstar. That's fantastic. But I will say, it's kind of better than before. Feels like in the past, you would almost always win Rookie of the Year just starting your guys, even if they sucked. But now, even if they have a great year like we've seen some of our guys have, that's not enough. Either way, Panthers 86, Packers 87. We're on the road. Tough game. If we can win one playoff game in year 2, that would be great. And here we are in Lambeau. Well, at Lambeau. We're not in there just yet, as we are going to be playing a nighttime game against those Green Bay Packers, a team that is very unpredictable in the playoffs. You're either going to get a well-oiled machine that looks hot, or a team that looks like they've never played football before. There's really no in-between. There's no, they're going to be good enough to win. It is amazing or garbage. There is nothing else. We'll kind of see what team we're going to be as well. As you can see, pretty good drive to start this thing out for 7. They get 7 right back, though, unfortunately. Our drive, we get another 7. They get another 7. We get nothing. They get nothing. We start the second half driving the ball pretty nicely. 27-14. Slow sim just so we can kind of get in there if we need to. And there, they just had a pretty damn clean drive. Anything going? 3rd and 22. I don't know how the hell you get out of this one, but we're going to have to try. I know it's a lot to put on like one route here, but I really do like this post. Yeah, this is a pretty bad play, to be honest. It's a pretty good post, though. 4th and 6. It makes it for a much better punt. But at the same time, we did just get, 16 yards? We might try. Well, we'll see. No free play. Yeah, do it. Whatever. In behind. Horn again. Clutching up. We get the conversion for the team. I say that about the sliders, but apparently not. I guess we just cook no matter what. We're just goated. And there you go. We're just goated with the Panthers. We're on another level. 3rd and 10. 4th and 3. They don't go for it. Again, similar to our progression. And apparently we turned the ball over. Fantastic. Similar to our progression on that last attempt, we went for it because it's like, well, we've got momentum, Each play was 5 to 6 yards there for them, and they didn't go for it. Of course, it worked out because we are stupid. Oh, that zig. End zone. And good job, J.C. Horn. You're killing it out there. Hello? Like, what is he doing? We're trying to swat it, and he's just... What? Madden is the one video game where you can be in control and feel so out of control, it's insane. Huge play there on 2nd down, by the way. 3, they got all these wide receivers out. I don't know if I love mid. Oh, wow, the clock is moving here. I don't know if I love mid, but I think we're going to go for it anyways. They get that extra blocker, and that is going to be us losing. Should have let him have the touchdown. Instead, we don't. Yeah, I don't know why, dude. Like, playing in coverage DB is the most out of control you'll ever feel in a video game. It's just facts. It's just straight up facts. You'll be in position, you'll go for the swat, and your guy will just spaz out. Who the hell is Valentine? They're losing some yards here. I'm going to call a timeout because I want them to run the ball again. Ah, crap, they're actually going to run the ball. Like, it's like they're ready to run the ball rather than the kind of sneak plays. And, I mean, they went backwards significantly. And because of the timeouts, I mean, we'll at least have a chance. And they'll count this as an ice. Of course, McPherson, when McManus is a 3-year deal, could have retired, to be fair, but come on. And that is cleanly up and good. What the hell? McCallum is pretty primed. I don't think we're going to hit the yards we need, but we'll try. Maybe. Go down. I don't know why you're fighting that. Wow, that is a difficult field goal. I don't think you can hit this. We'll have to come out of there, though, just in case there's some wind. There is wind. Oh, look at that ice. Dude, there's no way we hit this. But it's still better than a Hail Mary. Don't care what anyone says. Did we hit it? I mean, it's on target. It's going to be slightly off. Nah, it's not even slightly off. It's good 3 yards below. It's a hell of an attempt, but unfortunately, the team just let us down too much. Don't know why who threw that pick or how you even throw a pick up 7 on 2nd down, but sure. Bryce Young, capable of doing that, I guess. It's a pretty damn good performance. We just simply got outplayed by 3 whole points. But yeah, that DB thing, dude, it just pisses me off. It's been like that. I mean, maybe I'm just not doing it right. Maybe I do need to wait till the last moment. I'm kind of panicking and swatting early, but the Packers and the Broncos in the Super Bowl. Again, every time we lose in the playoffs, it is the team that goes to the Super Bowl. They don't usually win it, but maybe they do this time. Who knows? Either way, every time it seems to be the case. And they do win it, so, they beat the Broncos by 10 in the Super Bowl. Does that make us one of the best teams in the entire league? Kind of, sort of. McCallum, 90 overall, not really surprised there. Leggett, 85. Doesn't go up in dev, though. That's the surprising part. And then defensively, Derek Brown goes to X Factor. Scorton goes to Superstar. And Ransom goes to Star. So some decent upgrades. Some of them don't really mean a whole lot. But they're still nice to have, right? Still nice to have. Derek Brown, not getting any younger. So we'll take that X Factor. You do 5 years and you're assuming that he'll be there. Gordon, though, nice to see that an edge rusher that had a really good season gets a dev up. A lot of times in our past rebuilds, they just don't. Like, did Harold Landry in that Patriots rebuild ever go up in dev? I don't think he did. He had, no seasons for under double digits outside of the final season we had him. And yet, no dev up, sadly. And then Lathan Ransom, he's developing. It's really slow, and he's already 24, 25. Yeah, 25. E-star dev, I guess, but definitely going to be focusing on that position if we see someone we like. O-line, I think, is becoming a bigger problem than we would think, as, Robert Hunt got to Superstar, but these guys are all, just about 30 or over 30, so, yeah, that is a position we're going to have to focus on as well. Let's take a look at retirements. We might have had some, veteran backups. Oh, Andy Dalton goes. It kind of sucks. But yeah, a lot of mentors. No one starting caliber, like Taylor Moton didn't go or something like that. Which, of course, now I've obviously jinxed it. Favorite option for Leggett, not a hope in the world. While we are going to keep him, $29 million is a bit high for him, I think. But hey, with the help of the training camp, we're living. We're living out here. Free agents, you got some pretty good names here. Obviously, a lot of Detroit Lions. More Detroit Lions than we've actually seen in a while. Elton Jenkins, usually we, move him over to tackle or something. I think we're going to grab him if we can and put him at center. And then I think we are going to go Brian Branch. I would prefer this to be a 3-year deal, though, so I would do a 3-year, even 60 potentially, but I do not want to go higher than 3 years just in case there's somebody we can't afford down the line and we can at least have an out potentially. I think those are the two guys. As much as need a linebacker, we could just draft that. Safety, though, even though it's a little easier to get these days, we can cut such a corner here with Brian Branch. And we do. We get a really big offseason. An 88 overall and a 93 overall. And the money's not crazy. It's under 20 for Branch. It's under 20, obviously, for Jenkins. All right, we are in the draft, and we have picked 21. Our biggest needs, I have a couple of linemen because we need to future-proof that position. We have a couple of linebackers because, our linebackers suck. And that's kind of it. I'll take another look. Because even me thinking about it right now seems like, really? Is that all we have? And, I think so. Wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, tight end, fine. Running back, obviously, we'll probably have to think about maybe even as soon as next year, unless we just promote Brooks from within, which, I don't know. He's probably reached his peak already, but Drew Hubbard's probably got one last season of that as that guy. I still prefer to take a rookie running back and start him. But yeah, O-line looks fine, even though we're, again, future-proofing. And then linebackers, right? Linebacker, and that's it. We've already built up the team pretty nicely. We could even see a Super Bowl win in year 3. We very well could. But yeah, let's go into the draft and see what we want to do. I don't think you take linebacker that high. Also, these guys all say top 5. All the guys we fully scouted. And I don't believe that for a second. I don't know what kind of bullcrap's going on. I mean, some of them look pretty good, yeah, but definitely not all of them. Some of them might actually be top 5, like this linebacker. Is it Jordan Tuck? Yeah, he does actually look really good. But even he, I don't think, is that high. Honestly, at 21, though, if that guy's there, I probably do just take him. We need linebacker that bad. The guy looks great. I don't take linebacker that high usually, though. But you know what? I might do it. I might freaking do it, man. We got a lot of linebackers, but yeah, let's fully scout these guys or look a little bit deeper because I might do it. I'm debating it. I'm definitely debating it. Sanchez looks good, too, though. Is he actually up Mike? He's not. I'd prefer an actual Mike linebacker so I get the duality, if you will, like Ben Sanchez. Ben Sanchez might even be better. Problem is he's slower, so it's like, yeah, I don't know, dude. It's a linebacker. That high for a linebacker? Could go Parker Murphy as well. I actually don't know who the hell to take here. Really wish the True Talent was working because it was the position I actually did scout the most, too, as you can see. This guy's really fast, too. I guess we trade down at the start of the second to start taking some linebackers. There you go. Get a 3rd round for the Titans. Maybe get an extra linebacker out of that. Pick 5 of the 2nd round. Should see some guys there still. Don't want to keep saying the word linebacker. Let's see. Let's see who's there. Hopefully it thinned out a little bit. So Murphy's still there. The guy is gone, so maybe he was that good. Murphy's a little older. He's 22 compared to the 21, but I think he's the best looking pure Mike, which those guys are the most versatile. So let's see. Well, that's clearly glitched out. 1 in True Talent. Don't think so. Hindev, 87 speed, 91 Excel. I've never had that glitch. I looked it up, and apparently it's actually a common glitch, and the way to fix it would be to change like a rating or 2, but I obviously don't want to go in there. Then I kind of know who's who, but yeah, it's definitely bugging out right now. I'm not sure how to fix that right now, but we'll just have to ignore the True Talents, which I don't really... I mean, we do pay attention to them for sure, but they're not the end-all, be-all, if you will. And then Osborne, he's actually a day 3. He does catch my eye. I mean, do I not just take, like, DeMarco or something, maybe? Slower. Didn't actually look at his 40 time. Just looked at, we had the linebacker as our nationally scouted position. So I just looked at the some of the potentials and then obviously the True Talent. But now that the True Talent's glitched, it actually is pretty important. Slow as hell, but I guess we'll go Ben Sanchez as well. True Talent 1, I don't think so. Also hidden, though. Fair enough. Are those safeties still there, by the way? They are. Okay, well, I might have to take a safety then. Don't really need one right now, but Merrick's not not getting any younger. The true options are Alonzo and Simmons. Oh, we have Goldstein here still, actually. Goldstein might be the guy. Not even gonna argue it. I like what I like. I see what I see. Hidden Dev, 91 speed. Bunch of 3rd round picks. A lot of those linemen are going to be like UDFA types. Guerrero might be worth it. I mean, he's not top 5 True Talent, but he might be like top 30. Hidden Dev, all right. Future center. Might need him as soon as next year because Elton might actually just straight up retire on us. And then screw it, I guess we'll take another linebacker. We are always thin at linebacker, so it'd be nice to actually be, kind of deep at the position. Another hidden. I'm starting to think even maybe the devs are glitched and they're actually not all hidden. And once we back out of this, we look at the recap, they're all going to be normal or something. Because what's going on here? I don't know. Maybe they are all hidden. I actually like Hartman a little bit more than the center. So even though he's weak as hell, we're going to go Brandon Hartman. Again, don't know what the True Talent is. Also hidden, apparently. Then we got ourselves a nose tackle. This would be the guy you'd expect to be normal, even though he probably will be a pretty high overall. And... okay. Again, this could be glitched. This could be completely bugged out. Or we just landed a bunch of hidden devs. I mean, that is also very possible. A lot of the guys we drafted in this draft class were the positions that are usually hidden, like O-line, linebacker, stuff like that. No other favorites. I guess maybe we look at a special teamer because we don't have a punter. I guess they are all hidden because we found a punter who's okay, but he is normal dev. With a big old head. Which one? I mean, what? All right, draft recap. I mean, yeah, so as much as they are hiddens, they were pretty low overalls. I mean, we killed it, though. Not only did we land 3 good linebackers, but they were all hidden. This one draft is better than like 90% of the linebackers we've drafted so far this Madden. Linebacker has been one of the tougher positions to grab, needing to grab them higher than ever. And it worked out in this one for sure. I don't know where we want to play these guys because we need, probably to start 2 of them. And I'm debating on who the hell you even start because Murphy, the first one we took, is potentially the worst one. We'll have to see. This guy's pretty similar in speed, actually. Would love to see the change of direction on these guys, but really good hit power from Sanchez. Guess we'll move him over to the will spot. He is dev'd at Superstar. All right, so he obviously starts. Again, kind of hindsighting this thing a little bit. Down the line, Goldstein will be a starter for sure. Osborne, Mike linebacker, 75 overall. Zone coverage a little iffy. Does he just sit at Mike? Kind of feel like maybe he is a backup Sam or the starter at Sam. We'll see. Star dev as well. Faster than the other guy, so he might be the starter. We're going to be benching freaking Murphy, aren't we? Oh, what a disaster. Rest of the guys, though, I mean, they're backups for now, so outside of the free safety, probably not going to be somebody, guys that even start. Probably sit, the DT or Vargas at the nose tackle spot, so he'll play at that aspect, but overall, not really guys that we're going to be starting for the most part. Just, again, worried about the future. Got a couple linemen, a couple linebackers. Highest overall, 82 overall. Number 1 overall pick. Pretty damn high up there, huh? Be interesting to see the other linebackers, though, because there was a different linebacker we passed on. Here he was, right? Tuck? Yeah, definitely him. Jordan Tuck, 74 overall. Blockshed kind of scared me away a little bit. He is hidden. Blockshed is low. Take a look at the devs, see if we made a mistake or not. We obviously traded down, got some extra picks, but if he's Superstar or X Factor, we obviously made a... Yeah, he's Superstar. We definitely missed on him, but I think the linebackers turned out A-okay. Well, hopefully they turn out A-okay, but yeah, we had a pretty good draft at that position. I'm not worried. All right, team for Season 3. I think it looks great. 87 overall. We are on par. The problem is the O-line's not necessarily keeping up, right? We haven't developed anybody. I know Laurie's a 78 overall, so if we had to replace Hunt or Lewis, we have someone, but tackles specifically, definitely concerning. But, I mean, we do have the contracts from Moten and Aquanu deep, but I guess Moten actually needs a contract after this season, I believe. But defense, definitely a massive step forward. The linebackers look way better, actually promising, some would argue. And safeties, I mean, the team looks good. 87 overall, we talked about it. It could be. And, I haven't even done the training camp yet. We've talked about it, but I still suck at the bucket drop. I'm not even trying it. This could be a year 3 Super Bowl, which, hey, that would be interesting. And Brian Branch goes to X Factor from a breakout. Not having the best season, but re-signings at least look manageable. Wide receivers pretty cheap. Trevin Wallace, not cheap, but it could be worse. He's pretty damn high of an overall for how young he is. And then Brooks, definitely do want to keep him long-term. Even if he's just a backup, he's worth it, I think. Merrig, I don't know. We have Goldstein. Maybe he's the replacement. Maybe a 1 or a 2 for Merrig, who we could just put as a backup if worst-case scenario. Also, is Smith-Wade always star? I'm not sure, but we'll keep him as well. And even then, we'll still have probably 40 or 50. Moten, though, he might just retire. But if he doesn't, we'll potentially give him a 1 year as well. Also, I didn't even see Damian Lewis. He's, 30, but obviously he's still high overall. So even if he regressed a little bit, he probably would be worth keeping. But the team's starting to get a little expensive. I might have to let him go again. Maybe we do 1 year. Outside of that, we're not keeping these guys long term. So barring a miracle, believe it or not, after a really good season last year and an even better improvement through the offseason, we are likely missing the playoffs. So again, we beat the Eagles on top of it. I really don't know how Sim works still to this very day, as we have 2 of the top performers at the passing kind of aspect of the game. Yeah, I don't know. So who do we lose to? The Niners, I guess. Falcons, I guess. Buccaneers, I guess. Giants, no. Falcons, probably not twice in a year. Dolphins, probably not. Saints, absolutely not. And the Texans, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I guess 89 overall. Maybe there's a lot of teams that are 89 overall now. Number 1 touchdowns in the league, 4,500 yards, 7 interceptions. May even win MVP. Rushing definitely took a little bit of a hit touchdowns-wise. Leggett was insane. He's a superstar. McCallum was great. McMillan definitely being, wow, 24 sacks allowed. Way to go, EA. You guys are just killing it. Yeah, Omad Mielen and Scorton, though, they've been great. Hyder and Brown, solid. Picks, 3 for Branch. Yeah, disappointing. I really am surprised that we did not make the playoffs here. I said before the season started that I think we could be a Super Bowl team. And no, I'm wrong. Bryce Young, number 2 MVP. Any other awards? Got a bunch of close calls. Osborne, Rookie of the Year. Best QB. Dev up for sure, obviously. Best wide receiver, 2. We got best O-line with Guerrero, who's a backup. But you know what? I don't care. I'm going to take it. To be fair, he could already be a superstar. You know, we didn't look at the devs of these linemen. But I wouldn't say unlikely because we've actually drafted a lot of, you know, superstar linemen. But probably not, right? I'm not sure. Either way, Eagles, who we beat, mind you. So while we didn't make the playoffs, the Eagles were not the number 1 seed. And they are in the Super Bowl. So in theory, if they win the Super Bowl, we beat the Super Bowl champions. We just didn't get a chance to do that when it mattered most. Yeah, they won the Super Bowl. So as the non-number 1 seed, so they were playing for something. They were playing to hold the 2 seed because Seattle's right on their tail. They lost to us, who should have wanted to lose. And yet we couldn't make the playoffs. I don't know. Not everything's adding up there. Either way, let's take a look at the dev ups. We should have a bunch. You know, McCallum goes up. Bryce Young goes up. Leggett goes up. Not surprising. All 3 of those were pretty expected. McCallum, you know, could have went 50-50, but the other 2, obviously, right? We knew for a fact they were going up. Especially Bryce, who physically won, you know, best QB. We know he was going to go to superstar, which is great. 89 overall now. He's a superstar dev and should be the guy forever. I mean, we did a 5-year 100, so, or 500, not 100, 500, 5-year, was it 200? Maybe? Best QB, wins superstar, all that good stuff. Obviously, Leggett had one of the best seasons in the league at wide receiver. I'm surprised he didn't win best wide receiver, to be fair. Goes to superstar as well. Can't wait for this to be fixed. I'm hoping it's fixed. I will, if I had to go another month with slow load-ups, I don't know. I might lose it. Either way, defensively, hey, Omad Mielen's a superstar now. Branch did go to X-Factor during the season. And then, was Osborne? I think Osborne already might have been superstar. Sanchez wasn't, though, right? One of those guys wasn't superstar. I think it was Sanchez that was star, though. Omad Mielen, superstar dev, so kind of a rare one. Very rare for us to get 2 dev ups at the edge spot. If it's 2 dev ups, usually 1 guy that gets it. Of course, take a look at Sanchez, who I think, like I said, is the guy that didn't have superstar dev. Take a look if we are telling the truth or not. Okay, maybe it was Osborne. Maybe it was super. I don't know. One of them was star, right? Oh yeah, well, Osborne was the star one, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure he was star because he was the guy we drafted last, right? Maybe? I don't know. Somebody went up in dev, and I think it was him. Rookie of the Year. Good player to choose, I suppose. He's the one that needed the dev up, apparently. Also, Moten does retire, as we kind of suspected he may. And he did. So we lose Taylor Moten, who obviously was a starter for us. Opens up the re-signing potentially for Damian Lewis. I'm thinking, though, with the guards we got, you let him go, especially if you regress. McMillan, I think that's about what he's asking for anyways. And then Trayvon Merrick. I want to start Goldstein, but a 2-year 24 is fine, I think. Nope, he's leaving. How much are we talking about for this tag? 20, yeah, not even close to where I'd be at. Lewis, man, I'll do a 1-year 20. He goes to free agency as well. How much is his tag? Got to be like 24. 18.7, so cheaper to tag him, actually. And yeah, everyone else, bye-bye. Hopefully we can find a free agent tackle, because I do not want to draft one. Did use our 3 focus players on tackle, just in case. So we should be chilling at that spot, I suppose. Free agency, yeah, it's pretty weak. There is not a single player here, I don't think. Kobe Dean's at least got to play a little longer. Rosengarten, I'm not paying that much for him. I'd rather just draft and develop at that rate. $20 million for a freaking 83 overall? No, thank you. Actually, I didn't even think about it. Why? We don't need to worry about tackle. We got freaking Ellen Jenkins sitting at center. Our center's already a superstar. This works out perfectly. I love Ellen Jenkins. I love that the Packers, are moving him all over the line every single season. There's no argument to be made against him. You can maybe argue about, us drafting guards and putting him at tackle all the time, but Ellen Jenkins moving a guard, tackle, whatever, no, that's literally what they do. So Pretty clutch. O-line is already pretty set. Again, we're going to future-proof because Elton Jenkins is going to be next out. But, yeah, again, we're looking good. Don't know how we missed the playoffs, but we're going to keep on trying to make that team as good as possible to avoid those playoff misses. All right, we're in the draft. Pick 16 overall. There is a tackle. He's like 6'7", round oneer. We do have a 1-2 that's also a 1-2. So, maybe we can hold off. I did get to fix this. I did have to go in, but all you have to do is just fix anyone. So I took just this front page you can see right here and changed the quarterback's awareness 1. I don't know why that fixes that, but it does. So that's fantastic, I suppose. But this is the guy, Jordan Culver. I will say, though, I have pretty bad luck with round 1 tackles, especially literal round 1 talents. I think the smart move would be to trade down and get Acosta, personally. And the finesse is kind of low on him anyways. He looks pretty good, though. I'm kind of, conflicted here. Because Culver does look pretty good, too. This might be the last time we ever do this. We're taking him. Jordan Culver. True talent 7. He is hidden. Thing is, if he's not higher than star, though, he's not really worth it. But that will be our future right tackle, I imagine. Can't believe right now our left tackle has given up 24 sacks a freaking season. I also forgot about the running backs. Some decent-looking running backs in here. Lamont Stephenson is going to be the guy we take. I don't even know if we're ever going to use this guy because it might just be Brooks anyways, but look good to me. And he is hidden. Big news. And then, honestly, we don't need anything, so best available pick, linebacker, O-line, whatever. And even though we don't really need a DT, I also don't need the linebackers. Rhodes, I suppose we need a little bit more in case Derek Brown needs a contract and we can't afford him. 97 true talent. Also hidden. The hidden devs this year, I can see why some of you guys say maybe we should lower the draft strength a little bit. Problem is, once you do that, then all the guys at the top are going to fall down hard too. It's tough. It is tough to balance for. We do have a UDFA 2-3 here, wide receiver. I'm not even sure how this guy is. Oh, no, this is not a wide receiver. It's a running back. Okay, that makes sense why he scouted, because we looked at a running back nationally. Wide receiver, however, we do have some options. I thought there was some fast ones in here. Yeah, 4.32. Schwartzen. Do I really go pure speed? I do. Pure speed's enough for me. This guy isn't normal, then yeah, they got to chill in the devs. Yeah, I was about to say, he looks like a pure normal dev. And then the rest of the picks from here on out are probably going to be UDFA linemen, which admittedly don't look great. These guys actually could be some of our first misses, because there are bad UDFAs. Okay, 90, true, that's not bad. Nope, he is hidden. Because there are obviously bad UDFA linemen. We scout through, there's some that are so obvious, they're D's and F's, there's nothing there. But these guys are kind of B range, so there is a chance that these guys do suck, but this guy being an A awareness, yeah, this guy looks clean. Looks clear. The other guy, not so much. 82 true talent, hidden dev, not normal dev, hidden dev, 92 strength. If the other guy's there, why not? Take them all. Probably going to lower the draft strength on the linemen going forward. That'd probably be the one. Because even though the overalls aren't crazy, the amount of hiddens absolutely are. As yes, Dobbs as well. The guy I was actually kind of concerned about is the highest overall. You can see this is why I'm concerned about him. I'm like, there's a couple of ratings in there, but definitely the most concerning of the bunch. Still happens to be good. It's not even that he looks good. It's just, again, those other guys look so bad that he looks okay. And with that, of course, another hidden dev, which, again, they're low overalls, but hidden, it really means that much. So while our class was pretty mid, they're almost all hidden devs, which you can develop. So, I don't know. It's hard to balance for. Either way, power blocker Culver, 6'7", 328 power blocker. Can't do anything against a finesse. If he's only star, though, like I said, he is technically a wasted pick. But he's superstar. Definitely want to compare him to Acosta. I guess we'll take a look at the running back as well, because this could be our future running back 1. I'm actually surprised Hubbard didn't regress harder. I think he's 29. He's still an 88 overall. But really good change of direction, kind of speed back. Gives me Chuba Hubbard vibes off rip, to be honest. A little bit shorter, though, I believe. Ratings, dev, star, kind of expected. A running back is definitely a position you're going to find a lot of normals and stars on. Take a look at Acosta. He was a second. Well, was he a seconder? I guess he was. 75 overall. This is a guy we're going to trade down for. Let's take a look how good he was. Oh, that would have been bad. That would have been such an L of a pick. Great, now I have a reason to actually take lineman high. We actually dodged a bullet by doing that. That's kind of crazy. All right, season number 488 overall. I mean, this team is pretty much reaching its peak. While a lot of guys are still continuing to go up, we will start to get some guys going down, like Horn, Derek Brown, I would imagine. Obviously, Chuba Hubbard is the big one. I wouldn't say Leggett, but the O-line. So we're, going up, going down, but the team looks good. Got to be a playoff season. We got to be back. There's no way. Hey, Bryce Young's an X Factor. We'll take that freebie. All right, a lot of money, but a lot of players re-signed. We've also had a pretty good start to the season. Scorton's a lot of red. I don't know if we'll actually be able to get him. Derek Brown is asking for a lot. So both edge rushers and McMillan for sure. Horn, likely. Ransom, unlikely. Hubbard, even, probably unlikely. Robert Hunt, unlikely, I would say. A lot of the linemen, unlikely. You got to replace the linemen if you want to keep the other guys around, especially since the linemen are kind of the easiest to draft in game. We'll do a 5-year 87, which is just, you should have done a 6 or a 7 at that price. It's crazy. Scorton, 7-year deal at whatever this evaluation is. I don't even know what this is. 19 million? Okay, we'll probably have to bump this to 21. Then Uman Mielen, obviously a lot easier to do. This will be probably do a 5. Man, he is 84 overall only at Superstar. 26. It's kind of pushing it a little bit. Jimmy, I guess. Try to keep him around. And then Derek Brown, I don't know. Like I said, it's a lot of money. He's played well, but he's played about the same as Hyder. And Hyder is a fraction of the cost. And Hyder will need a contract too. So, yeah, the money's a little closer than we like it to be. In real life, you'd worry. But since we're only doing one more season anyways, do you not just, call it a day? 38 million, probably get that done. All right, we had ourselves a pretty damn good year. How good? We're about to find out as we hopefully win this game against the Saints. And it would be, yes, a win over the Saints, meaning a first-round bye. I guess it didn't matter anyways. The Niners lost. What a year. What a year. No changes to the playbooks since last season. And yet, this is the season we actually make the playoffs with a bye week. So, sure, I guess. Whatever. Bryce Young was number 2 for MVP last time. Maybe he wins it this time. Rushing numbers were better on top of it. McMillan, 18 touchdowns, 1550 yards. Everyone else, McCallum, okay, because he's a tight end. 9 touchdowns is a lot. O-line, 11 sacks for the center. Dude, I don't understand why the sack numbers are so bad, but then you look at the other side. Yeah, I guess that is a big factor as well, is that the pass rush sack numbers have been very high for pretty much everybody. And you can see there's no different here, as Scorton has 22.5, Uman Mielen 18, Hyder with 10, 9 for Brown. Those are ridiculous numbers. But Fitzgerald has a regression season. Widmer has a regression season. MVP? Number 2 again. That Bengals scheme is too busted. Number 1 and 2 for Offensive Player of the Year. Nice. We'll take it. Best QB, best wide receiver, best O-line for Flores this time. Yeah, year 4. It's the magical year. We can have it, though. Divisional round 14-3. We need 3 wins to be the champions of the world. Vikings 10-7. We have them by 4 whole overalls. But we also don't have a long snapper. They want you to have a long snapper, but if you don't draft one or have a young guy, you can't get one. You literally just have to convert some center to like a 20 overall long snapper and then call it a day. And here you have it. We're at home for this playoff game. The divisional round, of course, this is a round that we have lost a lot in these rebuilds. And like I said before, 90% of the time, the team that beats us goes into the Super Bowl. Whether they win or not, that's irrelevant because they're usually the ones that do it. So it proves that a lot of times, if we can win this divisional round, we likely go to the Super Bowl ourselves. It's usually the winner of this one is what makes it. Just from my experience, 7-0, we got to say the offense is looking really bad right now. Like really, really, really bad. Like it is just not moving at all. 3rd and 6, they give it up. 3rd and 5, 4th and 11, good stop. The offense it's literally just doing nothing. 15-minute quarters, and we have 3 points through all of these downs. Get McCallum going. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know why that ball's all the way to the moon with a touch pass, but sure. All right, they get the stop, 4th and 26. We get a stop right back. Huge drive. Come on, 3rd and 4, nice. All right, finally a touchdown on the board. 3rd and inches, they convert. 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. Oh, my Lord, look at this. 3rd and inches, all right. You can get the stop here just based on trends. Oh, crap, we're not even ready for this. I'm all over the place. I'm trying to fix the camera. Yeah, we almost get there with Goldstein. This is a big moment in the game as, they're probably going to score a touchdown here now. And down to the 2. Not sure how the hell we're going to stop them here, but we'll try. Can we get to the camera change? Thank you. Wallace is a free rusher. Get there, the linebacker can't. Wow. Not only does he cut back, but of course, no matter what your slider's on, they break 45 tackles. Tracy in the end zone. Touchdown. How in the world just every single thing is just broken? Oh, no. They gain 3 yards. Tell me that was a scramble. I didn't see it. Like, please tell me that was a scramble and not a designed run. That would be such a dumb decision. I don't want to, like, double pose because they're not bringing a... Oh, yeah, like I said, he overthrows him. Oh, my. I don't want to go for this, but our offense sucks. So I'm just going to go for it. It was a really bad decision. Please. McCallum. What a throw by Bryce. Holy. 4th and 16 conversion. Yeah, that as soon as I hiked that, I knew that was a dumb decision, but it worked. I might have known it was a dumb decision, but it doesn't mean it can't work. 4th and 4. This is a long, 59-yard field goal. It's not that bad. 3 minutes left. This would be huge if we got the block, though. Come on. I don't even know if this is still the cheese. Oh! Blocked! Recovered by Scorton. Again, you know what? I'm not even going to let you, wait. We're going to go right into the difficulty. Boom. I don't know what to tell you. We might just be the greatest of all time. I'm going pro. I'm not even joking when I say this. If I tried to go pro, I don't think, outside of like a lucky pick 6, I would score a single point. Because you, of course, need to know like how to defend the cheese blitzes, and I don't know how to do that. Screw it. It's Tet. Ow, and he caught it! Those aggressive catches. Tetaroa. Just like in our Panthers franchise itself. That is the catch of the year. 3rd and 3. They get the conversion. I think we're moving on. Wow, what an awful offensive experience and performance. 17-14. We barely pull out the victory. Going to the championship round. We might need to look back at that catch. That 44-yard catch on 3rd and 18. And they don't make a replay of it. Oh, I don't even ask questions anymore. I just don't. That is crazy clutch. Pass rush, Trevin Wallace with 2 sacks. They missed a field goal off of a block, mind you. Huge. Of course, we did win the game there driving down, so we could have kicked a game winner anyways, but who knows how the game goes if they're operating not losing, but rather tied up the entire time. Either way, championship round. Who could be better than us other than the Eagles? The Niners, of course. This is a team we beat, right? Niners had to beat the Falcons by 7. They beat the Packers by 3. It's the Packers, though, so it's pretty much a guaranteed win for them. Let's take a look, though. Championship round winner is in the Super Bowl. All right, end of the game. Right to left might be us. 7 points on the first drive. Where was that last game? Oh, huge chance there. We're just... defense doing really well. Offense has blown some opportunities, to say the least. As it is a 10-point game. We've had opportunities here to close this game out, and we haven't. 3rd and 15, we have converted some insanely long plays. I will say, I don't know if I believe in this one, but if we can get like 5 to 10 yards, more like 10. McMillan. It's not a great throw, but it's enough to get a field goal. 2 picks for Bryce. They're not going to kick a field goal here, really. 56, not easy. What's the wind? You know me. I can't believe that went in. They got wavery. You know me selling kicks, but hey, we actually hit it. 10-point game with 9 minutes to go. 2nd and 10, 3rd and 17, 4th and 12. They're actually going to punt that. That's crazy. And we throw a pick. Of course we do. Again, you're up 10. Defense just made a play. Why are you even throwing the ball at all? Like, why would you even be throwing the ball at all, let alone making a bad decision with a pick? And there goes every single slip-off tackle of all time, every single time. I don't care who the player is. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who it is. They are going to slip off the tackle the first time, every time. So I go for hit sticks, try to get a low hit on the knees, break their ankle, and call it a day. Run commit. Finally, we actually got him down one try. I mean, this doesn't really change much because they can still get a stop and tie the game or win the game. But, yeah, this being a field goal instead would be huge. And, wow, there they go, losing 3. Third and goal from the 5. Come on, D. Oh, they actually got receivers out here. Yeah, this is bad. I mean, if we pull off Nick Scorton, we should be able to at least help. Pretty good coverage, actually. And that's great, D. I can't believe he actually stopped it. Brian Branch. Kind of looking good in 25, can't lie. They might go for this if we sim it, but I don't care. We did our part. They actually tried to go for that, I think. I don't know. Maybe it was just false start. 3rd and 5. Conversion does not win it, but it sure as hell helps. Knox. Dawson Knox, the clutch man himself. Dawson Knox. It was blue in accuracy. I don't know if it's just because of the bump, but here goes the Niners. I mean, the smart move probably is to go for it there. Like, not only is it very obtainable to get that first down, but also, let's say they do get, the stop. They score with enough time for us to get the ball back, Whereas now, they could literally walk off, maybe even go for 2 to win it if they want. And over the middle, shot to the knee, somehow holds on. It's insane. Actually kind of crazy. 2-minute warning. Well, 2-minute warning is passed, but 2-minute drive, I should say. Kittle in motion. He's actually going to throw it out there because nobody inside is over there. Gets out of bounds on top of it. Fantastic. Free rush. Wow, that mid-blitz at times is insane. Switching the wrong guy. Switching the wrong guy again. Spins. 4 yards. Clock is running, though, so what the hell are they even running here? Over the middle. Might have Kittle. Goes out of bounds for a gain of 3. All right, here it is. I mean, if we get the stop here, we likely win the game. Not even likely, we physically win. I forgot they wasted another timeout. So, yeah, if we physically win. I don't know about that. I should not use Branch. I should not use him either. I'll use Smith-Wade. Good push. And he's going to take a shot. Let me AI do that. And he holds up. All questions about difficulty can go F themselves. Jalen Knoll, who's a Niner apparently now. On 4th and 7 for the win. Not the win, but for us winning at least. Don't know why the corner gives up leverage. Swats it. I guess just completely misses. Unbelievable. I don't want them to go for 2. Did he not go for 2? All right. Okay, I guess. 42-yard touchdown on 4th and 7, was it? Nice. Gonna set something up. Oh, wow. Good play by McMillan. Everyone's slipping off of tackles. 9 yards. 3 picks for Bryce. Good job, Bryce. You're killing it. We love you. Like, how would you not investigate the F out of him? How is that not a run audible? Well, now I don't want the run audible. Chuba. That ball sucked. Okay, we got 1 timeout. We'll probably try to spike it next time. And this game, dude, it is getting, I swear to you, laggier every day. Might actually scramble here with Bryce because they've got 3 down. Like, I just don't understand the situation, though. They're calling timeouts because they know the situation, or they got injured. Again, frozen. But yeah, like, why are they running 3-man deep? That is a wide-open Horn who's going to get a lot of yards. No timeouts. It might have actually just been an injury. Clock is running, but it's not running that bad, so we should be able to, kind of center this thing up. Hit a, in theory, chip shot field goal for hopefully the win that would send us to the Super Bowl. I think we had a pretty good drive there. They made it pretty damn easy on us, admittedly, but now if I miss this field goal, I'm just done. Oh. What a joke! We didn't even do full power! So somehow, when we're actually kicking this lighter, our left side just leaves them wide open. What is this game? All right, guess we're headed to overtime. 3rd and 9, 4th and 9, all right. Just don't throw a pick, Bryce, please. 3rd and 10, 4th and 10, 1st and 10. I mean, we're going to score a touchdown. That is a statement. Respectfully, that is a statement. Drive all the way down, for a touchdown when you need a field goal. That is a statement to the rest of the left side of the line and to the kicker, arguably, for not getting that thing up. We don't need you. We don't need you. We're just going to score with the offense. Go after yourself, special teams. Straight up. Hyder, 4.5 sacks is crazy. Blocked field goal in that situation is insane. Again, the difficulty just makes no sense to me. Us playing defense felt, at times there, impossible. Offense felt too easy. Then, they blocked the field goal. What is going on? What difficulty are we on? Are we on Bozo the Clown difficulty? Like, I don't know, dude. What is this? Player recognition, huh? What is this? We have to praise the guys, huh? Want a participation trophy? Seen everyone celebrating this week. Agreed. He does deserve whatever, sure. Players deserve it more than the coaches. Coaches are expected to put together a good game plan and adjust accordingly. Players, they're expected to play well, but it's a lot easier said than done, right? As far as the playoffs here, see if the Jets had a bye week. They did not, so they won by 1 over Buffalo. They won by 3 over Raiders. And then they won by 6 over the Ravens. Really low-scoring game there. Winner of this game is Super Bowl champions, and I don't think you would really hate whoever wins this if this was real life. McMillan's an X-Factor. Bryce Young's an X-Factor. Hubbard's still star dev. Scorton, was he already an X-Factor? He might have been. Osborne's an X-Factor. Team looks great. Team looks really good. All right, year 4. Kind of a trend. See if the trend continues. The Super Bowl. Bryce Young is in there. Breece Hall still on the team. Garrett Wilson's still on the team. And who is this quarterback? Make it so epic. I have no idea who this guy is. The Jets flying over. Gonna see a lot of Tampa Bay this year, huh? Year 4, year 5. You know, those kind of Super Bowls. Gonna see a lot of these stadiums. Of course, here comes Carolina, who has been a little all over the place. The finishing of the team has been a bit suspect. Hopefully we can get off to just such a good start that they never even have a chance. Come on, Carolina. Driving down, we get nothing. They get nothing. We get a stop. We get nothing after the short field. We get a touchdown. Defense doing a really good job. Offense is finally starting to capitalize, and then the defense does that, which sucks. 4th and 3, good stop. Really good start of the second half. And come on from the 9. Huge touchdown. That's clutch. 14-point game. Have a chance at a stop here? No. Wow, that's just 10-yard plays every time. Driving down nicely ourselves into the 4th quarter. Touchdown would be really big, and we do get one. So every touchdown they get, we get. 4th and 3, they're going to punt it. That could be the game. We might not even have to come into the Super Bowl. And on 4th and 10, yes, with that field goal, looking pretty good. I mean, we're honestly just coming out here just for the sake of it, not because we need to. We're up by 17 points with 4 minutes left. Pretty tough to lose this one now. And he does take the tight end, who doesn't reach for the first down, by the way. And quick throw, and deflected, luckily, by J.C. Horn. Turnover on downs. We are seemingly Super Bowl champions. And on 3rd and 15, the clutch. We just talked about how we couldn't finish games, yet in this game, I have never seen more clutch plays in my life. 3rd and 9 at the goal line, clutched up touchdown. 3rd and 15, not that we needed it. The game is already over. Touchdown from 44 out? How? How is it even possible? Team actually clutched up for once. And it is kind of just like most of the other rebuilds we've done so far, where we win it in year 4. Something might need to give. We've already kind of changed up rebuilds a bit this year with more in-depth scouting and more actual gameplay of us playing. But we might need to change it up with the draft strength as well. Lower some of those positions, specifically O-line. Not that it matters, because we started one singular rookie offensive lineman anyways. And I don't know what you do about sliders, because, you know, even with the seasons Leggett had, all of these years later, he barely gets to a 90. Imagine they were on base after all those years of being good. It wouldn't even have mattered. It would have led to nothing anyways, so it's tough to balance. It really is, but I think we're just kind of dialed in. I think that's the simplest way to put it. We're just dialed in. Of course, it's an online league, so there is no funny business. Physically cannot do anything to change the outcome without it being shown. Other than, well, change the outcome besides playing the games themselves. That's the rule. Obviously, we played almost no factor, but yeah, we kind of clutched up a little bit outside of that. Looking at the team, though, is there anyone we care about? O-line? I don't care. McCallum, this is like sort of cheating, to be honest. Putting him at tight end was a little cheese, but he's not the fastest guy in the world, and more importantly, he is pretty big. He's pretty big. His run blocking is up to 62. He had better run block than most of the tight ends on the team as is, so tell me he isn't fair, and I'll call you a liar. That's not true. I would probably argue he isn't fair. Still pretty fast, especially with 97 acceleration. Did he have 97 acceleration? Am I remembering that correctly? I really hate going in and looking at the player cards because of how laggy it is and how slow it is, but I need to confirm that he did have 97 excel, didn't he? There is no way they gave a 6'5" guy 97 excel. It was 93. Okay, I thought it was 97. Still, 93 is pretty high, but 97 is pushing it. Yeah, I mean, look at Leggett, dude. Like, you can't tell me the sliders are on too high, but also tell me that we fixate on age too much. Again, it's the squeaky wheel gets the oil or whatever the hell, grease, whatever the saying is. It is very minimal. No one ever brings these up, but I see one or two comments and it just sticks to my brain. I hate it, but it just does. Straight up. I gotta be real. It does. Similar, like just one person saying, oh, a bunch of people, YouTubers getting caught editing ratings because of Derek Brown and the DTs without maybe doing just a tiny bit of research to learn that the DTs are bugged this year so far. Embarrassing, but also still, hey, it worked. Got stuck in my head. Really don't care, but yet I apparently care enough to remember it. Of course, Bryce Young, 94 overall. Take a look at that rating set. Again, I don't think throw power exists. I don't think speed upgrades exist. Somebody told me speed upgrades are back, and I completely believe them because I thought I seen a speed upgrade as well, but I honestly think I was imagining things, and it's unfortunate because, yeah, it would be nice to have those upgrades back. Even though I get it, they were kind of OP, still, it gave you a little bit more to, kind of develop. You got an 80, you're looking at the draft, you got a 4.55 guy. You can't develop his speed, so why would you go for him? You need a faster guy. There's nothing you can do about that guy being slow. So, yeah, I think you just make it where they can get, at most, 2 speed upgrades in their career and call it a day. I think because, you can obviously gain speed by losing weight. So it's not completely unrealistic. JC Horn, look at him. 91 press, 93 man. Sorry if I yap too much, but I feel like it's more fun to yap while looking at the ratings than to just, oh, here we go, JC Horn, 93 speed. Pretty cool. And then we go on to the next one. You get a little bit of both. You get the yap, which is why I would never have a straight-up podcast. And then, I say never as if there's guarantee I would never. They're fun, so you never know. But I would be just on random tangents like I am here. Of course, looking at a lot of the real-life guys. The CPUs I do, CPU generated, I do like to look at, but at the same time, these are the guys that a lot of the people watching, especially the Panthers fans, they want to see how they develop. Umam Nielen, obviously amazing. Really good seasons, too. Don't know how you fix that because pass rushers have been crazy with the stats. Nick Scourt, 90 overall. Dude, speed rusher. Speed rusher. I'll probably do another best archetype video, maybe even this weekend, but honestly, if you play Madden 25, you kind of have a 99%, well, maybe not 90, but like 80 to 90% knowledge base of what to do, what archetypes to go for. But I suppose I haven't really looked at nose tackle. I've been hearing a lot of things about nose tackle and power rusher being good, so we'll definitely have to take a look at that. We'll actually do the experiment itself and make sure that it's still confirmed the best. And then after Hyder, I think that's about it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I appreciate your support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays for non-Madden content. Been uploading a little bit about the Halloween, the game, the trailer reaction, then of course, a little information on the game. There's some screenshots and kind of how the game may play out and whatnot. So check that out if it interests you. It would be awesome. It'd be cool to be able to do Madden, and then I would argue the Madden videos would get even better because I would have that kind of like, not break because it would be the same amount of uploads, but I'd have that like creative break, if you will. I'd be able to go to a completely different genre, if you will. You know, the non-Madden genre, not just horror, but just non-genre, you know, Madden genre. Still got a couple of games. I want to play GTA 4 again, and I have 2005 King Kong game I bought. I want to play those games, so check it out if you want. Let me know in the comment section below what team you'd like to see next. Weird rant, tangent, rebuild over. We've won a Super Bowl with the Carolina Panthers. That's what matters. Again, hope you enjoyed. Hope you guys come back for next video, where we're probably going to be back to our actual Panthers franchise tomorrow. But until next video,